Good morning.
Good morning.
We are extremely pleased that you are here. It is good to come together for the purpose of co-creating. Do you agree?
Yes.
You are knowing what you are wanting?
Yes.
You are enjoying the expansion of your desire?
Yes.
You've learned the right answer. But you really are, yes?
Yes.
Which means you adore contrast, yes? Yeah. There's the rub, isn't it? Well, can there be expansion without contrast?
No.
So it's a good thing theoretically. Do you like the freshness of a desire that forms within you? Are you starting to enjoy your ability to focus? Are you accepting your ability to focus as your creative ability? That's your hands in the clay, isn't it? So, in the same way that if you were painting, you'd watch what you're doing. When you're sculpting, you'd be aware to some degree. So if you're sculpting with your thoughts, you want to be aware, don't you? You want to be aware of what you're doing. Esther really appreciates the little bumps on the side of the road because they make her aware sometimes when she's not. Sort of startling to realize that you've drifted. But it's nice to know that you have those emotional bumps in the road, so to speak, those little guiding bumps that let you know when you've lost focus. As long as you know what they mean. That's important, isn't it? Do you accept that your emotions are guidance? Yes. And do you realize that they are guiding you? They are guiding you. They are friendly reminders. They are guiding you to your awareness of what you're doing with your thoughts, because your thoughts are your focus, and your focus is what you're actively offering vibrationally, and what you're actively offering vibrationally is your point of attraction to which law of attraction is responding, and all things come from that. So it's really valuable, isn't it, to be aware of how your thoughts feel. That's really the most important thing that we are really saying here. We're not wanting to guide you about the thoughts you think, because you are the creator of your own reality. And you have been long before you came into this body. You had something going on that this life experience is a continuation of. You are source energy, long time, very, very, very long focused source energy. Here to play in this new, for you, environment for the purpose of being inspired to new things to focus upon. For the pleasure of the focus. And for the expansion that is inevitable, but not the reason. We put the emphasis on joy because if you will put your emphasis upon joy, you'll feel those emotional guiding bumps. And if you're feeling them, then you will choose, if we've convinced you that joy is your quest and that joy is the basis of your guidance, then you've got it figured out. Then your life is easy. Because under any and all conditions, you have the ability to choose thoughts that really feel joyful, thoughts that really feel awful, and thoughts that feel somewhere in between. You get to choose it all as you're sculpting this energy. Most of our human friends still don't really believe that because they think the circumstances that are surrounding them dictate how they feel. Because most humans are observers of their environment and offers of a vibration that is equal to the environment that they are observing. And that's what makes you feel like you need to control your environment. Can't do it. That's what makes you feel like you need to or want to control your environment. Can't do it. But that's why you keep trying to control your environment. Can't do that. Can't do it. Can't do it. Give it up. 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 Can't do it. You cannot control your environment. And when you stop trying to control your environment, then you have awareness of those emotional signals that let you know what you're doing with your thoughts. But as long as you're still believing that if I could control that environment and make it better, and then I would have a much better relationship with the experience, because if my children were behaving better, or if the government would... We can't even decide which phrase to choose. There are a lot of them that you have been offering. Then I would feel better. If that condition would resolve itself, then my observation of it would go so much better for me. And therefore, I think that you need to do something about the way I feel. And the thing that's so tricky about that is that no one is working too hard to control the conditions so that you can feel better, because it's not their job to do it. So where does that leave you? There are all kinds of things that you're looking around at that don't please you. What do? Put your head in the sand? You'd feel better. But we're not really advocating a complete withdrawal from life that annoys you. What we are encouraging is a new determination to focus, and a joyful discovery that you can, first of all, focus, and next, that you can focus in ways that feel good, and next, that when you do, all kinds of resources join you, and the resources that join you are the joyful resources that you've been looking for in the improvement of the conditions that you can't control all along. There, we're done. Now you know everything that's important to know, so just go figure out how to make it work in your life. Because words don't teach, do they? It's only life experience that gives you your understanding. And sometimes we are fortunate enough that we can hit on some words that are meaningful because you've just lived something that makes what we're saying brighten for you, or what you've just lived brighten for you. And that's the advantage of coming together in these collective forums where we can chew together. There's a huge advantage in you all being here on this planet together, interacting with one another and providing for each other relationships with each other and relationships with the environment that you are co-creating together. It's really the best of all worlds. We would like to help you to feel more powerfully, something that we know that you all want to know about, you all want to feel, but you've managed over time to build barricades and separations between who you are in your physical body and who you really are as source energy. And so sometimes you feel negative emotions that you describe as fearful or insecure or worried or lonely. And what you're describing really with every negative emotion is you having chosen, because you always do, to focus on something that is vibrationally different enough from your broader point of view that you've introduced enough resistance into your energy field that you are depriving yourself of the fullness of the results that you want. The fullness of the presence of source, or the fullness of the presence of someone that you care about, or the fullness of the presence of the manifestation that you've been working on. In other words, you are the only one who can allow or deprive yourself of anything that you want. And it's all about the vibrational stance. Therefore, it's all about the thoughts you think. Therefore, it's all about the way you feel. And when you get that all together, when you acknowledge that the way I feel is about what I'm doing vibrationally, and what I'm doing vibrationally is about what I'm thinking about, and it all comes down to focus, and I can focus on something that feels good, or I can focus on something that feels bad, every time, every moment, every place, everywhere, everyone. I can do this. But it takes some practice, and we encourage you to start with easy things. Practice your focus on the things that it's easy to focus on. Or practice your focus on the things that matter the most to you, because they come up the most often, so eventually you can work it out if you want to. But when you discover your ability to focus and feel, focus and feel, focus and feel, focus and feel, before you know it, you're going to discover the genius of feeling and focus, feeling and focus, feeling and focus. Because once you figure out how to find something that causes you to feel good, and you focus on it long enough that you establish a pattern of that thought and therefore a pattern of that feeling, you begin to establish for yourself what we have recently been calling an emotional grid. It's like the beginning. It's like an emotional foundation. It's like the foundation of anything. But a foundation, a vibrational foundation, is such a marvelous thing to understand and behold. Because once you accomplish an emotional foundation, law of attraction will fill it in at all levels with things that match it. And your life just becomes rich and full with what you've been calling coincidences, and they are coincidences, but we want to say a coincidence is not a freaky act of nature. It's not a lucky happenstance. A coincidence is an incidence that is cooperatively happening because of the cooperative components that are coming to you in response to the vibrational offering that you're offering. In other words, these coincidences mean converging. It means coming together. It means aligning with things that match how you are dominantly feeling. So once you begin to deliberately conjure by virtue of focusing on things that you know will make you feel good, because last time you focused upon them, they did, so you know that it did it once, so you're going to try it again. Sort of like when you go to a buffet. Really, you're really good at this. When you go to a buffet and you get something in your mouth that is horrible, do you keep going back and trying it again? Oh, I'm going back with my plate. Why? Because it was awful, and I'm going to try to train it into something different. It was just horrible. So you start with things that you know taste good, vibrationally, emotionally, and you focus upon them, and you use that focus with the deliberate intention of establishing an emotional grid that we promise you will fill in with more details. That was our favorite conversation of the day in the evolution of the subject of the grid, because the hunches that you get or the impulses that you get are the grid filling in. And it's really worth acknowledging that grids are going to fill in. They're going to fill in. And you want to be aware of which grid is filling in. Sometimes you can even trace it back to what you were doing or what you were thinking that got that grid going, can't you? Don't get carried away with trying to analyze your thoughts or try to remember everything that you've been thinking. But as you be sensitive to the way that you are feeling, as you are conscious of things occurring, impulses coming, as things happen, don't just consider them luck or coincidence in the way that so often you've thought of coincidence. Think of it as an incident that is co-creating, as a rendezvous that is occurring, as a law of attraction rendezvous that is coming in response to a vibration that you've got going on. It's such a wonderful thing to acknowledge that the things that are coming to you, that the people that you're talking with, that the things that they're saying, that the way the traffic flows, that the articles that you are reading, that every single thing that you are rendezvousing with, everything right down to the last detail is coming in response to the vibrational patterning over which you have complete control. And as you begin exercising it, you will restore yourself to your conscious awareness of the rightness of you, of the worthiness of you, of the bigness of you, of the grandness of you, of the fullness of you, of the wholeness of you, of the goodness of you, you see. These are the impulses that we so enjoy hinting, offering, radiating, emphasizing. And when something thrills you, it is our desire that you understand that it is our thrill that you are feeling. When you feel that love that just radiates right to the very center of that which you are, you've tapped into the love that we have for you. It's such a nice thing when you recognize it. There is a great love here for you. And as always, we remain joyously aware of you and in the vortex.